we were chatting a lot before the interview.
Yeah.
You were telling me that in Mexico you bought a compilation of music with cumbia, with La Danza de los Mirlos.
Yes, yeah, I like that song. Well, that was my introduction to cumbia, really. I was in Mexico just over 2 years ago, and I went to Oaxaca for I was with my wife, so, you know, we were having a holiday. And we went to this strange bar, and the woman who was running it said, "Oh, that guy owns the bar. You should talk to him. He knows a lot about music." So I went and sat with him, and I was speaking to him, and he started telling me about cumbia, specifically cumbia that is slowed down.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the guy who did it. Apparently there was a guy on a bridge, and he used to play cumbia.
Okay.
And I don't know whether his record player was broken or something, but it was slow. So,
okay.
And people got into hearing these songs slowed down.
Slow, like in 16?
Or if you play like a single at 45, you play it at 33, so it's like a third slower.
Okay.
And anyway, he gave me the names of a few songs. I wrote them down, and the first one that I've tracked down was the Dance of the Mirlos, and I really like that song.
That's the first rock of cumbia.
Yeah.
You know, the first tone of cumbia.
Yeah.
The number one.
Yeah.
And you liked it.
Yeah.
Does it happen a lot to you that people come to you and they say, that guy knows a lot of music, and then you go and maybe not?
I like it when that happens,
Yes.
because when you're in a new town, if you go into a record shop, you don't know what to look for. I always used to be terrible with it when I was younger, because I was always too scared to talk to people who worked in record shops, because they seemed really like too serious or whatever.
Yes.
But it's always good to do that, That's the best way to discover music, I think. If you go into a shop and you hear something and it's good,
yes,
just go and ask the person, and then usually they will suggest some other things, and that can really set you off on a new place to discover things from.
And what do you prefer when you go into a place and there's a song that you like sounding in the air? What do you prefer? That it is anything new that you didn't know, or there is a hidden gem from, I don't know, the 60s, the 70s, that already existed, but you didn't know it existed?
Yeah, that does happen sometimes, I'm trying to think when that happened to me recently, where I heard a song. Oh, it was an Alan Vega song.
Alan Vega.
There's this album that I have got called Saturn Strip, which is where he tried to go a bit commercial.
Yes.
And I don't really like it very much. He's got a cover version of a Hot Chocolate song on there.
Yes.
Everyone's a winner, baby, that's so true. But he does an interesting version of that. But there's a song on there which I'd obviously heard it, but I couldn't remember, and it's called Goodbye, Baby, Goodbye. He sings it in this weird kind of voice, like his voice is trapped in his throat. And I've really got into that whilst I've been on this trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
might try and sing like that tomorrow.
Okay, maybe. What is the difference between the show of tomorrow and the show of 2 years ago? Are you going to play? Well, I think you have an extra record, but
yeah, well,
that's the big difference.
That's what we've been doing. We released the album More last year,
yes,
and that's changed the shows quite a lot. We don't play all the album, but it's been good to put new songs in with the old ones. Like we first did that when we were touring the UK last year, and it's been really good, because yes. I was, there was a big gap between the last Pulp album 25 years
yes.
ago, and more, and so I kind of wondered whether the songs would fit together well, but they do.
They fit great. They fit great.
Yeah, so that's good, So that's made the set a bit different, and also we'll be playing for longer than we did before.
Great.
Yes, we play a set now where it's in two halves. So we play for kind of an hour, then there's a 15-minute gap, so I can get changed because I've got all sweaty and everything.
Okay.
So then I can put some new clothes on.
I always think that when he's going to sweat with the jacket.
Yeah, but I have to keep the jacket on. It never comes off.
Okay.
It came off once in South Korea because it was a heat wave.
Okay.
And it was just unbelievably hot. So the jacket did come off there, but I tried to keep it on at all times otherwise.
Okay, so it's two halves. Two
halves. In the middle part, there's a voting thing. So we in the sound check, we will play 2 older songs that we haven't played for a long time.
Great.
And then we give the audience the choice of which one they would like to hear.
Okay.
They have to make noise to say which one they would like to hear.
Oh, so we are going
so
to make noise.
it's almost like going to a game show.
Oh, that's beautiful. What was your idea when you were writing more? Because I think it's an album that fits very well, but fits with your age, fits with your career, but it's like a perfect progression with the other albums from Pulp, even with the years, the gap of the years.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it was really the idea came to me that maybe we could do a record, but I didn't want to tell the rest of the band that because I thought that would frighten them. Because the previous 2 Pulp albums, We Love Life and This Is Hardcore, both took a long time to do, which was mainly my fault because at that time I wasn't confident about what I was writing about and just overthought things, I think. And that's why Pulp kind of took a rest, because I just thought it shouldn't be that hard, you know.
Okay.
You must get that, you know, you speak to musicians and when things are going well, it just happens, you know, you don't even think about it. You just do it and that's it. That's the best way to do things. You can think about it afterwards and think, why did I write that? Or what does that mean? But when you're doing it, I think you just do it and trust that it's good, you know, and you analyze it later. But I'd got into this thing of analyzing things too much, so took a break. So, you know, but I didn't stop making music and I didn't stop doing stuff. But and I just thought when we got back together and started playing, there was one song that I'd written it for a play. A theatre piece in the UK, and I liked the song, and it had words, which was very good. So that meant that we could practice that in sound checks and stuff, and we eventually got it. So I thought, well, let's just play it, and we played it, and everybody enjoyed that. So I kept like introducing new songs, saying, "Oh, look, we could play this live."
Okay.
Not saying, oh, we could record this. But once we'd got like 5 or 6 songs, then I admitted that I thought we should do a record. And so we had some rehearsals, you know, I just said, everybody can bring some ideas, let's try things out. And it all happened quickly, you know, and I'm very happy with the record. You know, some songs on there's one song that's like 30 years old, Grown
Beautiful.
Ups, that one.
Yes.
So that one was always called Grown Ups, but I just didn't know what else to write about.
Okay.
It was just like, I just used to go, like that. And so maybe I had to grow up in order to be able to write that song.
Maybe I think maybe the record came in a great time, because I think in the last 10 years the music was going to be like more Latin, you know. You go to the place and it's reggaeton and more like Bad Bunny. And maybe in the last 2-3 years, I think like there was a rebirth of pop music, guitar music, keyboards music, like the music we grew up with. Do you agree with that? That there's like a new I don't know, a new awakening of that music, maybe with you coming back, Oasis coming back, My Bloody Valentine coming back, all that. Maybe,
I don't know, but I mean, my son is in a band now, and they're like a guitar band. So, and I'm kind of proud of him for that, because when I was young, everybody was in a band. It was just like, you had to do it when you were a teenager.
Yes.
But it isn't so much now, you know. It was more... so the fact that he chose to be in a band and they play guitars, I guess there are people like that. Like, I mean, Geese, I suppose, are the band that people talk about as a young guitar band that people are excited about.
Yes.
I've not seen them play live, but people tell me that their concerts are really quite intense and everybody's jumping around and stuff like that. That's a fun way to spend your life, going to concerts and jumping around and getting into it. You know, it's it's a communal thing, and I think that's what I like. That's why I'm glad that we're playing at the moment. You know, that even though when you look out, you can see lots of people holding the camera up like that, which is not a good way to watch a concert. But at least you're in a crowd and you're aware of the fact that the event that you're at depends on everybody there. You know, the band are on the stage, but without the audience, it's not a concert, you know. So everybody has their part to play in it, and I like the fact of that. You know?
Yeah, now I think also that when we go to a concert, I think I enter in a bubble. So I don't think what is going outside, because I don't know if you agree, but maybe the world is getting a little bit darker.
It's very dark.
Very dark.
Can't see anything anymore.
And how do you cope with that darkness?
By trying to shine some light into it, you know. That's what art's for, I think. And like I say, when people, like, entertainment certainly has become more atomized. You know, people watch things alone on a screen.
Yes.
And so when you do get things where people come together and you realize that that's more fun, that's good. You know, that's a positive thing. And I think that, like I was talking last night, we went out for dinner, and you know, this guy INDIO died recently.
Yes, INDIO SOLARI.
Yeah, and like 1 million people came on the street and stuff like that, didn't they? So, and it was, the government didn't want that to happen. So that shows you that music is something that everybody carries around in them, and then when something like that happens, everybody decides to express it, and it's a real thing. It's not been incited by social media or advertising campaign. It's because people feel that inside them.
It was very real.
Yeah,
very, very real.
Yeah. So that's what I think is good about music. It because it works on you. It works on your heart rather than your head. You know, when you like a piece of music, you don't think about it, you just feel it. You know, this piece of music, I like it, this one I don't know why, but I really, you know. And so it reminds you that feelings are important. You know, that's a kind of common theme on the record more, that I realized that feelings were more important than ideas. But feelings are harder to express because you can't express them in words so well.
I'm looking at guys and girls on their 20s, and now they are buying records, LPs, but also buying CDs, and they're trying to listen music the way we used to listen. How do you listen music now? Do you listen with Spotify? You listen with... You take your time to put a record and listening to a record. Yeah.
Well, while I'm on tour, I can't bring my record player with me. So when I'm at home, I will put a record on. Okay. And I think that one side of a vinyl LP is a really good, it's like, 20 minutes or something. Yes. And that's a good time to sit and listen to something. And that's why I like albums. I don't have Spotify, I've never had that, because you can't choose, and I don't like the way that it will start from you saying, I want to listen to this, and then it recommends things, and after 20 minutes you just think, I'm really depressed, like, because it's just like you're stuck in this furrow, and but the furrow gets like worse as it goes on. It starts with your idea, and then it says, oh well, that's a bit like that, and that's a bit like that, and eventually it's just like, there's nothing else in the world but just this kind of very thin channel of music. Whereas music there's so much of it and so many different styles, and I like it when you hear something that really takes you by surprise and takes you out of your life, really,
Yes.
and makes you think, wow, life could be like this. And it's inspiring when that happens. But being stuck in this channel, it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
And maybe in that channel you can get with an AI artist, AI songs.
All right, yeah.
And what do you think of that? Because
Well, I went for a walk up in the north of England with a friend around Christmas, and he was saying that he'd used AI. I can't remember. It was a particular app that he was talking about.
okay,
And he's saying, you just give it. Apparently, you can give it some music that you've written, and it will finish it for you.
yes,
Which is very tempting for me because I've got lots of things that aren't finished, So, and he said, it does it in 20 seconds. And again, tempting, quick. But and he says that he's had good results from it and stuff. But I'm kind of superstitious. I haven't tried it. Maybe I will. I don't know. But it's something that I've been thinking about. Not with music at the moment, because I'm on the jury of the Booker Prize this year. So I've been reading a lot of books.
okay,
And AI writing is a big thing.
yes.
And
And can you identify?
well, that's it. There was one book that I thought, this has got to be written by computer, because it was just like really, it didn't make any sense at all. But
Okay.
it could just be somebody who's got like mental problems. I don't know.
No, maybe he's a vanguard artist and
Yeah.
we can get it.
But so that's something. I'm quite interested in that. I always thought that that you could tell the difference whether there was a human consciousness
Yes.
behind something or not. I went to an event, but about 6 years ago at the Barbican in London, where they played some AI music. So this guy was playing the piano. He was playing Bach,
Yeah.
and then he said, at some point, I'm going to change to something written by a computer in the style of Bach. If you think you can tell when I've changed, we were all given cards, and you had to hold a card up.
That's a nice game.
Yeah, it was good. So he was playing, and then everybody kind of got it right. It was a weird thing because it sounded the same, like like that. But you could just sense that there was no human person behind
Okay.
it.
But it was 2 years ago.
But that was so now.
That's
I don't-
life.
Yeah, I don't know. Now I'm sure that the systems have become more sophisticated. So I don't know. I would like to think, seeing as I am a songwriter, that you will always be able to tell, and that really good things will come from a human being. I can't see how AI could write a really amazing song because it has no sense of being alive. It has, all it's got is access to people attempting to describe what it's like to be alive. So, that's not accurate. I mean, that's the struggle of being creative, is trying
Yes.
to express what it's like, and everybody's frustrated about that because it's difficult. So it's taken its input from an imperfect thing in the first place. People
Yes.
attempting to say it and getting near, but never really being able to tell exactly what it's like. So, AI. I'm more into HI, which is human intelligence.
Yes, of course.
I think we should really work on that because that could.
We are losing it
Yeah.
in these times.
Yeah.
I like your book because I bought your book and I loved it because there are objects. It's your life in objects. And I think now we are living in an era that things last very, very, very little, and it's more data than objects.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, why did you write a book with the pictures?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. The way that book came about was a strange story, really. So I did a lyric book back in, 2011 or something like that. And before that, anyway, I did a lyric book, and it got translated into Spanish. Mm-hmm. And the woman, she was working at Penguin Books at that time, then she left to form her own literary agency, and she said, "Can I represent you as a writer?" And I said, "I'm never going to write a book." But she said, "Oh, can I, just to get started, can I say that I represent you?" So I said, "Okay, yeah, fair enough." So then she went to a book fair and got me a book deal. She'd made me write like 2 sheets of an idea, but it was really bad.
Okay, but she got you a book deal?
Yeah, she got me a very, very good book deal.
Okay.
So then I had to write a book. So then I was trying to write the book, and initially I had a loft at home, and my loft was full of things that I'd brought them down from Sheffield when I moved to London, and I just put it all in this loft, and then I was living in France for 20 years. Yeah. And this loft kind of was like when you have a recurring nightmare or something.
Yes.
It was like a feeling that there was something in my life that I should deal with. Some other people were living in this house, okay. But the loft was still there. And so initially in the book, that was just a small part. And I was trying to get this book going, and it had a different title. It was called "This Book is a Song." That was the initial title, but I just couldn't get it going. And then it was the editor one day said, this was after 18 months of trying to write it. She said,
18 months. Okay.
Forget about all the rest of the book and just make it about the loft. That's the interesting part. And I was a bit offended at first, and then I thought, okay, you're right. So then I just started looking at the objects in the loft, and as we were saying earlier, sometimes I would pick something up and think, why is that here? What is that? And then after looking at it for a few minutes, I would have a memory. It would bring a memory back that I never would have remembered before. There's something that's not in the book, actually, which was a mug.
A mug?
Yeah. And
for coffee?
Yeah. It was brown with like red circles on it. And I thought, why is that there? And that reminded me of a really weird story that didn't get in the book, but basically I used to have this kind of minivan.
Yes.
And I took it to be repaired at a garage down the road, and it was there for like a month, and then I took it out, and just as I was getting to the top of the road, all the oil came flying out of it. So he hadn't mended it very well.
Oh.
And when I opened the boot, there was this mug of coffee was wedged in the engine.
Oh, God.
So I took it back and said, look, you left your cup of coffee in the thing. Yeah. So and then he...
You went back? You went back?
Yeah, I had to take him to court to get the money back that I'd paid him. And I won. I represented myself in court.
Oh.
But the thing is, I'd forgotten...
You represented yourself in court?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But I'd forgotten all about that story.
Okay.
But the mug brought the story. So that shows you how the objects... you carry around an idea of what you think your life story is in your head, but it's just based on certain things that you remember. And objects do provide a bit of objectivity. They do kind of because they tell you a different story, and you have physical evidence that that's true. Your mind can really play tricks on you.
Of course.
But objects can't lie to you as long as you can remember what they are.
Okay.
Sometimes,
And what happened to the band?
Oh, I got rid of it. It was always bad. Yeah, I had to kind of hit it underneath with a really big spanner to to make it work.
It was old. It was
so
old.
you
An
used
old
to
band.
Stop, yeah, and then I used to just kind of knock it like that for 5 minutes, and then it would work again.
Okay,
Yeah,
no, it
a
wasn't good.
strange run.
It wasn't good. Thank you very much for this interview.
You're welcome.